And one thing with Saeed, I thought it was interesting how with he loved Nadia, but he still couldn't be with her, and he always felt like he didn't deserve her.
Yeah. So even though he was right there in that situation, he even could have had her. She said, "You could have had me, but you pushed me towards your brother." It's because he still didn't believe that he was worthy of her. But with Shannon on the island, his relationship, everybody on the island got a second chance.
Right.
A second life, a new shot at redemption.
And that worked for both of them.
It did.
It worked for both of them. And so I think that's why they remembered, when he had her. I mean, I don't know, I wish their little relationship could have lasted forever, because I was a big Shannon Saeed fan. I was. Boone, it's kind of open to how he remembered. I'm pretty sure he banged his sister at one point.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I'm just glad to see Boone alive, but he wasn't really alive. I'm just glad to see Boone. I'm so glad to see him.
I am too. I never wanted him to die.
I know, that was so sad. It was so tragically sad.
But when he had made that red shirt comment when he was with Locke, I knew he was gonna go.
Charlie remembered when he got together with Claire, even though he had that near-death experience, he didn't really get the full flash until he was with Claire and Aaron, because he established his family on the island with those two.
Sawyer and Juliet, when they were together on the island, they wanted a normal life. Like Juliet, she wanted
really mature.
Yeah,
he put all of his past and his child's antics behind him. He wasn't really that jerk anymore. He was an adult then. He actually grew up. And he established his life that he was really happy with.
And Juliet, she all she wanted was to be left alone and be happy, and be with someone she loved, but she couldn't. I mean, she was miserable when she was off the island. She was miserable when she was on the island, and Ben was consistently haunting her, and then when she finally got with Sawyer, it was just like, finally I have the life that I want, and I'm finally happy. So of course when they touched, that was the reason why they remembered. At least that's our theory.
I mean, we can't be sure, but that's our theory, and I think it's pretty darn good.
Yeah. Same thing goes. I mean, Hurley and Libby. I mean, Libby knew, maybe because Hurley was like I don't know. For her,
well, her husband had died, and she which led to her being a little nuts, and
Hurley, I think Hurley helped her. He anchored her while he was on the island, and she was just that. She was something that he never thought he'd ever get.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought, I was a Hurley Libby fan too. I could not believe when she died. That was the most shock. I was so shocked. A lot of things shocked me in that show. A lot of things shocked me. But the Sideways universe, or the White Room, or whatever you want to call it, I thought it was very clever. They really surprised me with that. I didn't realize. Well, I was always concerned. I had questions about the light being snuffed out. I'm like, that was a big question for me.
Yeah.
But I was really confused when Hurley had told Ben, you were a great number 2, and Ben was like, you were a great number 1. And I was like, wait a minute. That just happened. He just said, I will be your second man, your right-hand man. So all this didn't start when the bomb went off. And so I was like, what is going on? Like, that was the point of confusion for me. But I think Christian cleared it up. He
completely cleared it up. And you know what? Our Gina, she
me.
didn't watch about one episode, which was like 2 weeks ago. I don't know, weird place to start. But she saw the season finale, and she's like, and I told her people were like confused and angry about it because they were confused. And she's like, I thought they explained it very well. It made perfect sense. So I just don't.
Maybe that just comes with like years of parallel universes and sci-fi fiction and and all this other stuff. Oh, then people were complaining also because they were upset because they went more of a spiritual and faith route than a science route. It's fiction.
Yeah, it is fiction.
I mean,
and man versus science. Man of Faith versus Man of Science was a theme throughout the entire series, and it was about destiny and accepting your destiny, and I just don't know why everyone was looking for some sort of equation, that just was not going to happen. You were watching the wrong show. And it's not like Jesus is waiting in a Dharma jumpsuit waiting to take inner truth to heaven.
Say, hey, namaste, enjoy the streets of gold.
I mean, it's not like Buddha's there or something. I mean, it's very open to,
right.
to your interpretation or your beliefs. I thought it wasn't offensive, so at all for
I
anybody.
don't see how it could have been offensive
so I don't
to any
understand.
religion.
I guess I don't understand if you don't believe in something, why are you so offended with someone who does if it's nothing? But that's another argument.
I mean, if somebody believed in, there are the people, Christianity, some of them believe that, a lot of people believe that, there's some type of waiting place or, something like that. Whether you believe it or not, I thought it was great.
And
great.
even if it wasn't a spiritual thing as far as religion, perhaps it was just because of the ties with the island.
Yeah, you can just look at it that way. I mean, and I thought it was a great way because so many people had died, and very few people survived.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was a great way to reunite everyone once again, to have this wonderful, reunion. And I thought they did a really great job.
It was. I was completely.
It would have been too much of a
content
coincidence for everyone if it actually was a parallel universe. It would have been just kind of So I don't know. I thought what the twist that they put on that was great. I thought it was very lost.
I'm completely satisfied with
lost worthy.
Yeah.
I'm completely satisfied with it, and I'm very happy with it. Even if it would have been a parallel universe, I would have been happy with that too. But how they did it,
I thought it was
really
beautiful.
I thought it was great, and they they ended it right where it started. So I thought it was great. It was awesome.
So.
Tell us what you think. Tell us if you think we're morons. Tell us if you're
all
still confused. That's what I want to know. If you're still confused about it, we'll try and respond to you to try to explain to you
I've
better,
explained it so many times on Facebook. It's insane.
I just don't understand
I should just
how
start copying and pasting. I just every time I
why you can be
page, there's a new
confused.
person.
It's just a waiting place. I don't think there's any other questions about the. It's just a waiting.
And for the
area.
record, Jack was not the last person to die.
He was just the last person to let go.
Well, not technically, if you count all those other people who didn't go in the church, but he was just the last person to show.
Yeah, he wasn't the last person to die though. That was people are confused about that too.
Yes,
because of the. That's weird. Why?
I don't know. I guess because there's the last
Their
person they
confusion
showed.
is confusing me.
The last person who let go, or or they closed out the series with him closing his eye, and so they're like, oh, so. Some of them are like, oh, I get it. They're not really. I get the sideways, and Jack was the last person to die. I'm like, no. Ben and Hurley confirmed that time went on after that. But anyway, I'm Christina.
I'm Katrina.
And we're the Gorgeous Geeks.